Welcome to the Grok's Life Podcast. I'm your host, Haley Morris, a certified primal health coach and holistic life coach. This show is the place to be if you seek the truth and are ready to take charge of your own health and lifestyle. You can locate our disclaimer on grokslife.com. Hey everyone, welcome to the Grok's Wife Podcast, transitioning into the Mindful Mommy in 2018. I am your host, Haley Morris, and today I'm here to talk about being anti-feminist. So this is going to flip some tables for people, I'm sure, but I think that it's so very important because we've lost who our feminine identity is, and I feel like it's really just a slap in the face for women because here we are, this beautiful creature that men like so adored, and we have made it where we are just raging. I want to be like family friendly here, but just raging, mean women who think that we have to have it all, do it all, don't need a man in our life. Can raise our children without that fatherly figure, can stay-at-home mom is bad, and if you aren't basically making it in the top of the world, then you're worth nothing, type of mentality. And I really just hate this mentality. I hate it so much. Because I was falling into this feminist trap there for a while. And I think it's just the way that I've been raised, I've been raised not to count on a man because, I was told that a lot of men can't be reliable upon these days. And I think that is really a contributing factor because of how us women are being programmed to act. We're being programmed to act against our own feminism. I mean, we're being pushed to act more like a man and not be respected with who we actually are. And I'm not saying that women can't have like a fundamental drive within them to do things, but I just feel like we're being pushed to be someone that we're more so not, and that really just contributes a lot of stress to our lives instead of enhancing it. So I have been reading a little bit from Dr. Laura, and she has a radio show and a podcast, and if you just search in Google Dr. Laura, she'll definitely pop up. And I just really love this woman because, for one, she is, first of all, totally anti-feminist. And I love that about her because, like I said, I felt like I was kind of programmed to be like that. And now that I've become a mom, I'm slowly but surely transitioning out of that mindset. And I've over like the last month, which is kind of why this podcast name is changing, reevaluating things over this last month, is I've been getting more calm, and I've been getting more into my feminine side again. And I just feel like that's kind of where all of us women need to get back to. We're just making women look really bad and turning really our family society upside down. We need families in our lives, and I just feel like we're taking that out. So another thing I wanted to mention is stay-at-home moms. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I make some money on the side helping my mom work on her business as her assistant, closing assistant. I also make some money doing some health coaching and lifestyle coaching, and I do some volunteering at the Y with cooking classes right now, and I'm about to be starting a mom's club at the Y. So I make money from home, but I'm not saying that every woman needs to do that, because I don't feel like that should even be part of their identity. But what I really think that we should be getting back to doing is making a home for our family, loving and raising our children. And when I mean raising our children, I mean like legitimately raising them, not sending them to a daycare every day of the week, not sending them to public school. I think that we've really done a disservice to our society and our families from sending our children to public schools. If you're into a biblical perspective, we were told to raise our kids completely on our own, and we've kind of made it where the state is raising our kids. And to me, that's really scary, because there's like morals that you want to instill in your child, and if you're sending them to a state-controlled school, the morals that they're learning are based on whatever that state's morals are. And that could be homosexuality is okay. It could be feminism, making women less like women. It could be putting certain races down, bullying. I mean, there's all kinds of things that could potentially affect how your child acts as an adult, just because you've sent them to a public school that you really have no say over. And plus, you have teachers and you have children there that are teaching your child all kinds of things, that you have no idea about. I remember when I was in elementary, I learned all kinds of things that I shouldn't have known at such a young age, that I was just an innocent child, and then being told really like sexual things that I didn't need to know, things about drugs I didn't need to know, like just things I don't need to know at such a young age that I wasn't even like exposing myself to, that all of a sudden is just right in my face, from children and from teachers, and from like police officers, when they come and they teach about drugs. At the age they're teaching that's like 5th or 6th grade. And honestly, I didn't really need to know about that. If anything, it could have been better for me to be totally oblivious to it until I was a lot older, because I feel like a lot of children, then they're interested in, oh, well, what's that? And I want to know more about that. Or then children are like, oh, well, my parents do that. And then they're talking to their friends about it. And I just think it makes it more normalized, and we shouldn't be exposing our children to that so young, unless they're asking, and then that's the time to maybe explain it to them. So I just think that our role as a mom is to be home teaching these principles and these morals to our children while dad's off working and providing for the family, and that's his role. And I think if you ask a lot of men, and I mean men, not boys, that have been raised to think that they have no responsibility, but for real men, they want to provide for their family. They want to be that hero figure for women and for their children. They're supposed to provide and protect. And there's just so many factors that I can just see how this feminism movement has totally destroyed families, has totally destroyed our morals, has totally destroyed just how women act and behave and take care of each other. It's just really messed up things, I think. And that's why I really respect Dr. Laura, because she, like I said, is totally anti-feminism, and she explains exactly a woman's and a mom's role in society, and how that actually creates a positive effect in our lives. And also parts of it, she explains on how it can be a negative if we're not doing that. And so all praise to her. God bless her, because I just really think that she deserves it, putting some fundamental truths out there. For all you people, women or men that are totally hating this right now because of the anti-feminism aspect of it, that's fine. Live how you particularly want to live, but I just want you to be mindful of these other aspects of life that you can either tap into, or if you want to leave alone, let other people live that lifestyle and not put them down because A, maybe you feel guilty, or B, maybe you just think that it's totally dumb, and that's okay. And that's your opinion, but don't force it on to other people. I'm doing this podcast to share my thoughts with people, to maybe open up some doors to people that, maybe kind of feel like this, but don't know how to piece it together, or maybe want some more advice, or maybe you want to ask some questions. I'm not trying to put anybody down if you're wanting to be a working mom, or, your marriage fell apart, so you're a single parent and you're doing your best. I'm not trying to put anybody down like that, but what I am trying to do is make people aware that there's people out here doing it differently, and from my perspective, I feel like it's the better route to take, and whether you agree or disagree is up to you. So these are some topics that I'll be talking about in further podcasts in 2018, more in detail. I'm wanting to have guests on that have these same perspectives and talk about those things as well. Maybe hopefully Dr. Laura will be on my podcast. That would be a huge honor. And just more like being, being feminine, letting us women be feminine and the men be masculine, and just embracing those differences, and just getting back into that natural balance. I feel like we really need that, because to me the world's being flipped on its head, and I want it to be back into the godly perspective. So if you like this podcast, please follow me, and I'm looking forward to doing soulful feminine podcasts in the future. So thanks guys for listening, and have a wonderful day.